At this time, I'd like to remind you that I am not your financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. My YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes only and to document my journey in the crypto space. I encourage you to pause the video at this time to read the full disclaimer. And now let's get on with the show. Okay guys, welcome back to the Crypto Wave. Got a good one for you here, and unfortunately, well, fortunately and unfortunately, I actually want to do a really deep dive into this one because it's so unique, and honestly, if this catches on and does what it's going to do, which I have no doubt that it will, this could actually be a pretty big game changer in the marketing, kind of the DeFi marketing, automated market makers level. What does that actually mean? A lot of this DeFi, if you guys haven't gotten into it, such as Uniswap, SushiSwap, there's other ones over on the Binance chain, there's going to be some coming up on the Matic chain. What in essence it does is, on those market maker sites that are decentralized, it requires people to put up their kind of hard-earned income. So for instance, let's say you're on Uniswap, and on Uniswap you want to support a particular token that you believe in, you think is going to go up. Well, what ends up happening is you can actually buy that token. So we'll say, for instance, Ethereum and the Link, we'll say. So what you end up having to do is, the only way that people on Uniswap can trade on that is it needs a pool for people to buy and sell into. And what that basically is called a liquidity provider token, meaning people who are putting in equal amounts of Link and Ethereum into the pool are providing the liquidity for others to trade against. So a lot of people might say, well, you know, how does that benefit? Why would I even want to do that? You know, if you want to put in 1 Ethereum of liquidity, you actually have to put an equal amount of Link to match it. So in essence, 1 ETH worth of Link. So in essence, you're putting in 2 ETH of value of a particular token at that moment in time. Well, what ends up happening is you actually get a percentage, or your yield will actually increase because there's a percentage of that liquidity when transactions are occurring that go towards the liquidity pool, and the more you hold in that pool, the more percentage you'll get to increase your position overall. So I know it gets a little bit tricky. The trickiest part about that actually is, with liquidity providers, the reason it's kind of risky is, imagine if you were putting in, let's say they came up with a coin called, I don't know, baseball. So if you put in Ethereum and you think this baseball coin is going to blow up, so you buy 1 Ethereum of baseball, you then pair it with another Ethereum, so now you have 2 Ethereum value going into the liquidity provider pool. Well, what ends up happening is you get, if that baseball coin just starts dropping, what ends up happening? People are selling it because they don't believe it anymore. What happens in the liquidity pool that you've just put your Ethereum and baseball coin into? As they sell for Ethereum. It takes the Ethereum from the liquidity pool. If you're the only one in there, you in essence are going to lose Ethereum to pay them while you gain the baseball coin, which is becoming useless. And this is where the term impermanent loss comes in. What ends up happening is that if you end up putting liquidity into a pool that is not successful, or if a coin just doesn't get the traction you think it will, in essence, they call it impermanent loss because you didn't lose everything, but what you ended up losing is your Ethereum, or whatever your collateral was that you put in there, and you end up with a gigantic bag of whatever coin is worthless. So that's kind of a quick little rundown in regards to liquidity providing on automated market makers such as Uniswap and SushiSwap. So what does this one want to do? That brings me to this particular project that's going to be coming out. And I apologize, I wanted to do a lot deeper dive in it, but unfortunately they actually just released their, on Twitter, let me see if I can get to it real quick here. They just released on Twitter that they are going to be launching their ecosystem shortly. So March 1st, 2021 at 4 p.m. GMT, IMPERMAX Uniswap version 2 will go live on the Ethereum mainnet. So what does that mean? That means that I did not get a chance to go as deep dive as I wanted to into this to explain it to people. So let's just go in real quick. Because liquidity providing can be very beneficial, for instance, let's go back to our example of ETH and Link. Link has been on a tear going up. If you are in the Link Ethereum pool knowing that the market value in its entirety is going up, your position within a coin that is successful, whether that be in the particular coin or Ethereum or both, will continue to go up. On a successful coin such as Link or even Polkadot, something along those lines, the yield of return is actually really, really high, and so it benefits people to put in liquidity into those successful coins. Now, what if you could actually kind of put that transaction and that process on steroids? In essence, what if you could put in 2 Ethereum worth of a value, so 1 Ethereum of Link, 1 Ethereum worth of Ethereum, and then you could actually borrow that, in essence, from yourself and leverage your position higher, meaning even though you only put in 2 Ethereum value, you could actually borrow, we'll say 10 Ethereum value, in essence gaining those percentages from the successful coin going up based on a higher value than you actually put in. This is what they call leverage. Now, IMPERMAX is actually exactly what they're trying to do. They are in essence trying to allow people to use their liquidity as a collateral into their system that allows people to then leverage their liquidity to try and earn higher values. Does this increase the risk of your position? Not necessarily. If you already believe in that coin that you're going into, it does not change the risk factor, in my opinion, all that much. If the coin goes down without leverage, you're going to be screwed, and if it goes down with leverage, you're going to be screwed. If it's going to go up because you believe in that coin, then you're good, and if you're going to go up with leverage because you believe in that coin, then you're good also. Leverage does cause risk because in reality, you don't want to lose. It's like anything else. Make sure you do your own research into the coin that you're going to be putting liquidity provider into before you do so. Now, the interesting thing about IMPERMAX is they're actually, each loan based on the LP is specific to the coin. So what does that mean? That means that UNIMEX and all of their various coins that are already listed that you can put liquidity onto is automatically going to be adapted into the IMPERMAX system. So all of the collateral that's currently on there, people may be inclined to actually pull out of the Uniswap liquidity to simply put it into the IMPERMAX liquidity, which will still be providing liquidity to the same pool, but now you can actually borrow against that, where at the moment Uniswap is not able to do so. Now, this gets really complex, and I apologize, I would have loved to go into it a little bit further. I tried to dig into the white paper. It's very, very complex. I say give it a read if you are interested on it. This one actually could be a significant game changer, and just like they say actually on their site, this particular realm of DeFi is huge. As it says here, there's already $11 billion in loans through DeFi lending platforms such as Maker, Compound, and Aave. On top of that, there's actually already billions being traded on these exchanges, on the automated marketing exchanges such as Uniswap. And at the moment, there's over 7 billion locked liquidity provider tokens on these exchanges. Now, even if just a fraction of this decides to pull out because you cannot get leverage on Uniswap, but you can get leverage on this new platform, IMPERMAX, those who know what they're doing and those who would like to expand their capability of increasing their yield is going to pull out and go into this. Now, this is the only thing I could find. It's actually a Medium article that they released that kind of explains it, just like I was saying. So in essence, imagine you're a liquidity provider with $1,000 worth of ETH DAI locked up in Uniswap. Currently, it's about a 25% annual percentage yield, but you believe that this ETH DAI is going to go up. So you don't have any money to put towards that. Knowing it can go up, you're tapped out of funds. There's no way you can add more, and so you're going to miss that fun ride up with this ETH DAO liquidity. What you can actually do is take it out of Uniswap, put it into the IMPERMAX system. You can then borrow or leverage against your position up to, now in this example it's saying 10,000, so your 1,000 is deposited. You can actually play around like you have 10,000. What ends up happening, let's say that yield does go up, so this call that you made, this 25% now shoots up to 50%. So in reality, instead of getting $500 in regards to your $1,000 deposit, if you stayed on Uniswap, you're actually going to get $5,000 on that $1,000 deposit because you took out that loan and kind of put on that leverage from your collateral. So hopefully this makes sense. I don't want to make this video too long. It's kind of late, but like I said, they just released that tweet that they're actually going to be launching this pretty dang soon. I wanted everybody to be aware of it. It's called IMPERMAX.finance. I suggest you go check it out. I'll try and tweet on it tomorrow once once it goes live. That way you guys can kind of take a look at it. But to be honest with you, this could be a significant game changer, and no doubt right now in their Telegram, I think there's maybe about 800-900 people, but once the word gets out, and I think once they release this product and the word of mouth as well as the marketing begins, I think you need to prepare yourself for a wild ride. Now they did have a token sale. There is actually going to be an IMPERMAX token. That token itself is actually utilized for governance as well as other aspects. In fact, let's go over here. I think it's listed down here. Impermanent loss. IMPERMAX is set for release. Here it is, IMPERMAX token. So it's a 100 million tokens that will be released. They're actually going to have voting powers. It's a governance token similar to Uniswap. They can actually get a percentage of the loans, and so interest income is automatically split with lenders' collateral, as well as 80% in IMPERMAX collecting 20% of each payment. So in essence, you actually will end up getting revenue by utilizing this system, not only on the leverage should you choose to use that, but also holding the token as that token value goes up, as well as the borrowing fees and loans and things that are going to be applied to it. If you hold enough, you're actually part of that governance also, which actually can then modify those parameters later. So alright guys, again, this is a very long and boring one, and I apologize, but this is kind of a complex program that's going to, or complex DeFi system that's going to be coming out here pretty soon. But I want to get this video out before they went launched here in the next few hours. That way you can take a peek at it and start spreading the word. Hope this makes sense. Thanks for tuning in. Try and make the next video a little more exciting, a little less technical. If you have any questions or if you have any projects that you want me to check out, go ahead and drop a comment down in the video, and I'll take a look at it and we'll go from there. Otherwise, in the meantime, have a good night.